I'm Keith Bergman, and today in the War Room Oh, do you hear it? Do you hear the sound? There it is. The sweetest sound a 99er could ever hear. That's right, today in the War Room, we're talking Munchman! Why in God's name are we talking about Munchman? Munchman is a ripoff of Pac-Man, arguably one of the biggest intellectual properties of all time. Why am I doing that? And why does Pac-Man's shirt say hungry for you? A little gross, a little creepy, I don't know. But anyway, you might be asking that question. Anybody that's even touched a TI-99 4A in their life has seen Munchman. Munchman is either the #1 or #2 most popular game of all time on the TI-99 4A platform, and it is a ripoff of Pac-Man, which spawned a million weird tchotchkes that I can't stop myself from buying at yard sales. Don't chew gum out of this gumball machine. Pac-Man fever is not what you'll get.
First of all, Munchman is a gleaming signpost of an absolutely Wild West time for intellectual property. Nobody knew what the hell they were doing with video games, and despite Atari's success, a lot of people thought of them as this weird little niche market for something to do after you'd done all your serious computer work like amortizing your mortgage or calculating your biorhythm. The magazines were awash in ads for blatant rip-offs of arcade properties. Kong, Crazy Kong, Frog Jump, Snackman, Pac-Akuta, Pesteroids, Arbert? Small-time coders filled the void before official versions were ever on the drawing board and provided much cheaper, but much less satisfying, basic versions of the arcade hits. And even at the corporate level, it was common practice for the suits to see a hot new game, call down to the cubicles, and yell, "Make me one of those!" to their underlings. This practice predates computer games. I mean, after all, Parcheesi's basically just Chinese checkers. But it took the phenomenon of Pac-Man to get the owners of hot properties into their cease and desist era. Magnavox made Casey Munchkin for the Odyssey 2, which featured a maze, a grinning idiot protagonist, 4 bad guys, power pellets. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Namco got him to take the game off the market, after which they did just enough retooling to make it even weirder and more Odyssey-esque and call it Casey's Crazy Chase. Now, legend has it that Munchman was about to suffer the same fate, and let's be honest, it deserved it. I mean, C-shaped guy, maze, ghost, pot, kettle, tango, cash. Yet somehow, when Texas Instruments went to Namco and said, "Let's say the maze starts out empty, and our guy kinda, poops a chain out instead of eating dots," the entire room full of money-hungry lawyers were like, "You know what? Y'all are some weirdos. Do whatever you want. We're getting the hell out of Texas." But rip-off or not, you can't deny Munchman its place in the holy trinity of classic TI games. Sure, in 1979 it was novel just to see colors and shapes on your TV, and early TI titles like The Attack, Zero Zap, Hustle, and Hunt the Wumpus were fine, but by 81 and 82 the world was moving on and the 99 4A had to keep up. Munchman, Parsec, and TI Invaders became the show ponies of the system, proving that if you put a little work into it, you could code a game on this thing that was fast, exciting, and addictive, and could more than hold its own with its more expensive competitors. The big third-party developers were late to the TI revolution, largely due to TI's own exclusionary policies, and the results of their efforts were mixed. While Atari Soft's official Pac-Man looked legit, gameplay-wise it's kind of a dog, and all of the copyright in the world can't make it more fun than Munchman. Now, to their credit, some of their other ports, like Donkey Kong and Centipede, are much better games. But by the time Pac-Man officially came out, Munchman had been selling like hotcakes for over a year. The king was on his throne. So what's different? Aside from the Munchman himself and what appears to be his case of terminal diarrhea, the ghosts are called Who Knows. Get it? Who Knows? Ugh. And they change their shape every level until you get to level 20. There's no snacky bonus in the middle of the board, but you do get different little encouraging messages after every level. You get an extra life every 10,000 points, and if you make it to level 20, you get a bonus invisible maze full of Texases that you eat them. Like Pac-Man. Just like Pac-Man. Apparently, Namco's lawyers sucked at video games and couldn't get to level 20, but hey, I won't tell them if you won't. But that's pretty much it. That's the difference. I mean, Munchman is basically just Temu Pac-Man long before Temu was a thing.
So at the end of the day, we're celebrating Munchman just because Munchman is here. It's a foundation stone of the TI-99 4A. For a lot of people, it's the first video game they may have ever played. And despite the fact that it's a bit of a knockoff and that it's old and everything else, and it's very common and you're not going to get $1 million for the cartridge, screw that. It's a fun game. It's something you can just plug in, connect to your childhood, live that nostalgia, and just have a great time with your TI-99 4A. So hail and praise to Munchman and all the enjoyable good times that we have together. You son of a... Don't even... No! I will kick you. I will melt you into slag, you piece of shit. Where the hell is the maze? I can't even... Oh my god, are you serious right now? Who built this joystick? Screw you!